Sign up today for a 7-day free trial at alerts.chartguys.com. Checking in on the cryptocurrency space, not a whole lot has changed since the last time we talked. We have multiple inside bars forming on Bitcoin on the daily time frame. So we haven't even really started a bounce to be looking for the lower high to be set yet. The 4-hour trend, you could definitely say it changed, but it's one of those scenarios where a 4-hour trend change with no follow through means zoom out and be cautious of a bear flag. So it's not really a bear flag on the daily, but if you were to look at it on the 12-hour time frame, it does have the bear flag shape. And on the 4-hour, we are rejecting from the exponential resistance and still struggling at that level. If we see a break of 9,533, then the little higher low pattern on the 4-hour time frame will be lost, and the bears will be back in control of the short-term action as well as the long-term action. So daily is in a downtrend, 4-hour chart's in an uptrend, but we're not getting much proof from the bulls. So at this point, everybody's watching and waiting for a break of 9,000. That's definitely what the market as a whole feels is the most likely scenario, and that means it may not happen. So we have to be keeping an eye out for multiple scenarios. So for me personally, as I've said in the past, I am not interested in any trading in this current range. If we break 9,000, I'll start to establish a game plan for playing daily oversold bounces. If we change the daily trend bullish without breaking 9,000, that's when I'll be interested. So I don't care if the bulls bounce to 10,000, in the next few days, because that's still going to be a daily lower high. But if the bulls change the daily trend without breaking 9,000, then I'm interested again, because that will be extremely bullish for the monthly inside bars remaining intact. We're about to close the monthly candlestick, and that's going to close here in just about 3 hours or so. Multiple monthly inside bars still intact, and if we do see a daily trend change without breaking 9,000, then those monthly inside bars could lead to bull follow through. And the weekly time frame as well, still in this tightening range, has not broken bearish yet. So the bears have control, they're confident, but they haven't gotten the knockout punch at this point. Checking in on Ethereum. Ethereum is still weak as well, daily inside bar yesterday and another one today. So watching the 4-hour time frame, exponential resistance as well, unable to get over those levels. 163.57 is the short-term support, and looking back down, the next level after that, we're going to be looking down at 157s. So one thing that I want to note is that because we haven't consolidated on Bitcoin's monthly time frame yet Litecoin and Ethereum are so far into their monthly consolidation already taking place, it's almost a scenario where if Bitcoin breaks 9,000, one of two things is going to happen. Number one, we're going to see Ethereum and Litecoin get absolutely crushed and going to get down towards their lows of 2018. I don't expect to test those lows, but if Ethereum drops down to 130, we are certainly not that far above $80. We'll be $50 above support at that point, and we'll be $230 below our resistance. So there's the potential that those names get really beat up, but the other potential is Bitcoin breaks 9,000, and that leads to the Bitcoin pairings of Ethereum and Litecoin seeing a bullish action for the first time in a long time on the daily time frame. And that would be a scenario where Bitcoin drops down and Ethereum and Litecoin don't drop down nearly as hard, which would lead to this chart. Here's ETH-BTC, but that would lead to a change in the daily trend, in my opinion, if that were going to happen. Essentially, a lot of the bloodshed and a lot of the downside for Ethereum and Litecoin in this monthly equilibrium that I'm anticipating has already taken place, in my opinion. So I would be expecting the monthly high or low to form sooner rather than later at this point. So that's something we're always keeping an eye on, but at this point, that's not really something I care a whole lot about. It's something that I'm putting on the back burner. All I care about is what Bitcoin's doing related to 9,000 until we see some more clarity. Again, either the break of 9,000 or a change of the daily trend. Until that happens, just sitting here twiddling my thumbs and trading other things, most notably the commodity sector coming to life, and waiting. So Ethereum, ETH-BTC still weak down near the lows. Essentially, even if the bulls do show up anything under 1918, just a lower high, keeping the bears in complete control. Litecoin, multiple inside bars in a row, 4-hour exponential resistance. Pretty much the same chart as Bitcoin for both of those names at this point. And 6205 and 60 psychological will be the next two support levels on Litecoin. And the LTC-BTC chart, extremely weak as well. 6519 is the only support level and close to breaking. So bottom line is bears are still extremely comfortable on pretty much every single chart that we just looked at. There's just a few support levels on Bitcoin to be watching, but other than that, a lack of support on Ethereum, Litecoin, and their Bitcoin pairings of those two coins. XRP USD, multiple daily inside bars. We're now on the third one here, just trading sideways. A break is imminent from these inside bars. If we break bearish, 244 and 236 are supports, and if we break bullish, we're looking up at the daily lower high of 2806. Looking at it on the weekly chart, the 4 hour is what I want to look at. The 4 hour holding up a little bit better as far as exponential resistances are concerned, but it is the same daily inside bar tightening pattern that we're watching on everybody else. BNB USDT, weaker. So the low was down at 21.22, and we're about to test that level, and we haven't even seen a bounce on the daily time frame take place, where every single day, the last 5 days, it's a lower high. We're heading down towards 21.22 as we speak. RSI levels at this point, yes, I know the 4 hour RSIs are beat up, but I only care about the daily RSIs for the longer term time frames. And Binance right now with this daily RSI heading down towards the low 20s, definitely going to start getting interested here as we approach 20 psychological on Binance with the monthly exponential 12 period support. When this candlestick rolls over in just a few hours, that level is going to be right at 20 psychological as well. So if we were to see Binance with the daily, the 4 hour, the hourly, the 15, the 5 minute, I'm expecting a Binance short-term oversold bounce to take place, as all of those time frames are already oversold. So time to get interested in an oversold bounce play on Binance. I'm not personally going to make this trade because I'm trading on Coinbase and Binance is not available on Coinbase, but definitely something to scout out, especially if we get a break of 21.22 and a lack of bear follow through. That would show us bearish exhaustion, and we would see a bit of a bounce take place, in my opinion. Anything under 25.57, just a 4 hour lower high, we would have to get over those exponential resistances. But what I would be keeping an eye out for is potentially a break of 21.22, a lack of bear follow through, and then a quick bull move giving us a long lower wick. And that would be something to watch for into tomorrow. But other than that, patiently waiting on Bitcoin. Things are slowing down, activity is slowing down, opportunity is slowing down in regardless of direction, because volume and volatility is dropping off, which again means we want to be trading less in this kind of environment. This is when we want to be trading a lot. July and August, we want to be active, we want to be aggressive, and this is where we want to be trading much less. The ranges speak for themselves, the volume speaks for itself, and if you're trying to trade the same in this environment as this environment, it's not going to go well. So knowing when to pump the gas and when to pump the brakes is important. So thanks again for tuning in. Do good things out there, and going to be slow in this space for a bit. So best to be looking for other things. Again, if you are not already trading other markets, always a good time to be learning. Watch the gold chart. Watch how the miners interact with gold. Watch the oil 12-month equilibrium, 11-month equilibrium. Watch natural gas falling wedge for many months as we head into the fall and winter season. Research seasonality of natural gas and the cycles that we have seen in the past. So much information. We get to choose what we can learn out there. And when things are slow, it's the best time to do so. Or just learn technical analysis and charts and study. So we'll see you soon. Maybe not tomorrow, but the next time we get some action, we'll be there.